Welcome to Neville TV with a full review of the brand new Nokia Lumia 1520. So this is the first device by Nokia that has a 6-inch screen. I know they announced also the 1320, which you can see in the background, which is a little bit cheaper. This is the premium product for €799 or US dollar, which is coming out end of this year in the US, in the UK and in Finland. So 6-inch means we have now full HD also for the first time in any Windows phone. And also 6-inch and full HD means that when you unlock it, you will see it right away. We have a whole row of extra apps here. This is really quite nice if you have a lot of apps that you want to use every day. Like for example, you see here Note, OneNote, Internet Explorer. You can see your calendar, Office. You can have just Outlook here, a second Outlook account. You can have multiple Outlook accounts, Skype, Evernote. Then you can go a little bit down here. Then we have the brand new Storyteller app, Nokia Refocus, also one of the most amazing apps now finally available. Not only you don't have to buy a litro camera anymore. This is the same thing. I will show in a second or in a few seconds, since will be a little bit of a longer review video. Even though this is just a prototype, you can see it a little bit here on the bottom. It says proto.nokia.com, but this is almost a finished device before it's going out, and it's right now in German. I can also set it up to be in English. You can see there's also some apps from websites and so on also available. And let's just check out here some things like, for example, just browsing in the web. To show you guys maybe the keyboard, Nokia.com is maybe one of the sites we could visit. And you can see it's really a big keyboard, but you can also flip the screen and have a look on it that way. And then you have really a huge place to type on with two hands, and otherwise it's also really possible to just type with one hand. As you can see here, this way you can really reach from one end to the other. So it's a big device, but actually not too big, and I think our Wi-Fi is a little bit wanky right now, so it takes just way too long to load. It's alright, since we have a lot to show around, so you can just think how this imagine how it would look like with a website, and you maybe try it out later if the Wi-Fi can connect, or if any other device here, for example the yellow one here, is connected to the Wi-Fi. So you can see all kinds of apps here installed by our Nokia colleague that just lent us this device. One of the most important one probably Drive, Explorer, Maps and Transit. Now these are again pre-installed by Nokia. What is not pre-installed is if you go for example on Maps, then you can of course also download offline maps, and the colleague was actually in Australia not too long ago. We can see here now the Australian map here incomplete, and you can really just go really quite close here, and you're able to see the Wi-Fi was not working, but I can just really check out here the roads, the water that's in there, and I can just go into the settings, say I want to download a map. There is, okay, I can just check for updates here for existing maps. If I say I want to download a new map, it's looking for a new map, so I can't really check right now here what maps I've installed. That's a little bit sad, but I guess there aren't even any offline maps right now, since it is telling me that I could delete some apps or some maps also. So let's just go back here. So that was preloaded, what we have seen before. Now with the latest Windows Phone, what's also possible is you just hold the back button for a long time, and then not only can you just go here in the app now, which I for example open accidentally and close it by going back, but what you can also do is open up here your whole list of apps, and now you have finally an X button on top. A lot of people wanted that, since you cannot slide them away, which is actually not intuitive, but what you can do is really just here go for example refocus and hit the X button, and bam, it's gone. So that's also again something that a lot of people wanted. So you can also already see there's quite a few things open, and I want to show you guys some of them. So before, when you guys were looking at your pictures, you just had your favorites, for example. You could check out your contacts, your albums, your dates, and your favorites again here in the beginning. So here for example you can see quite an interesting picture here in Australia of a road sign on the beach. Really weird, but yeah, you have to probably watch out lying on the beach if there's really people driving around there. So before you, okay, where was this picture taken? You can go to the geo tags and maybe look for it with some weird app, and yeah, but otherwise there's no real information. Now what you can do is you just open up your Nokia Storyteller app right here. It's teasing, of course, always some pictures that you have on your device, and these pictures were actually taken with the Nokia Lumia 1020. So what you can see here now is a little bit of a list of albums, like for example Broken Head, Byron Bay, here, and so on and so on. So there's really quite a few things on here, and what I can now do is open up one of these albums where you can see here, okay, a teaser picture. Then you can see here some pictures of that tour, or also here the little sign next to the road. You can change just the name of this little album here, which it actually chooses by itself, since what you can also do is not only look at the pictures like this with the name tag and the pictures inside, but you can also here go to the next slide, which is locations. It's in German again right now, I'm sorry for that. You can see most of the pictures were taken, or some of them were in Düsseldorf, since we are there right now, Ratingen, Brisbane, Gold Coast, and so on. So what you can do is actually just say I want to go to the Gold Coast, and then you have here the pictures, or go back, you can just hit the world button, it goes to the world, it says six pictures right there. But let's just check out Australia right here in the bottom, 271 pictures there. You can go a little bit closer, as you can see it spreads out the pics. You can go up here, there's 47 pictures right there. And as you go closer and closer, they also can spread out a little bit more. And then you can check out really the picture that was here, for example, taken off a helicopter, and you could again here add a description to the title or the date and the time that this picture was taken. What you can also do is just close it up like this again, and then you can browse here through the 3 pictures that were taken at that place, and you can also see here some maps. You would be also able to see some maps here if there would be any offline maps, as it says here on the bottom, on the top, that Wi-Fi is not working right now, so that's alright. So yeah, this is Storyteller, really quite an awesome app. You can always go back. You could have your favorites here at home, and this Inskip Jimpy. We have the timeline here again. Now you're seeing here October. Most of the pictures were probably taken in October, and then we have November here on the bottom. And yeah, again, this feature quite cool. Just tap on it, and then you can add your description, or you have, of course, sharing, deleting, add to favorites, and info. With info you have here some information, of course, going on there. So this was the Storyteller, quite an awesome app now. But what is the Refocus? Now Refocus, as the name says, is an app where you can just take a picture and then refocus after what you want to have in focus. So I don't know how many pictures are on here. As far as I can see, only 2. Maybe these 2 are enough. So we are sitting in a car, and now what you can do is, okay, I want to see the green light sharp. It's a little bit sharper. Or what I want to do is, actually this is not the perfect scenario since everything looks a little bit sharp there. Okay, maybe I want to see the space in the back a little bit sharper, or maybe I want to see here this thing here in the bottom. Okay, this is still not working that greatly, so let's just take a picture maybe. Then I can already show you also the 20 megapixel camera, which we haven't even shown you. Now this is of course perfect, the perfect scenario here, since there's really quite a few things here on the table. So let's just take a picture like this. It's gonna take a few seconds, as you were able to see. Now it's loading. Now I have to refocus myself manually here with the GH3. There we go. Now it's done, and now what I can do is, okay, I want to have here this salt thingy sharp, or I want to have here this phone a little bit sharper. Now it's low light, it's not that clearly visible. Maybe I can just do another one for you guys to just really have a really nice demonstration. So I can just have maybe something really close to the camera like this USB thingy here. Okay, and then let's just shoot a picture. There we go. So now, okay, the background looks sharp, but I want the USB thing here to be sharp. And as of course, this is a pre-production model. It's not working perfectly, but I have actually shown this app off with really perfect examples. You can say you want everything in focus. You can also say save. You can also say you want to add some color effects. You can now see it's a little bit washed out. It's a little bit black and white, and so on and so on. So these are the options that you would have, except for, of course, sharing, deleting, go to the album, and so on. So this is refocus. I want to show it to you guys better, but yeah, this is all I can do right now here with this low light situation. Otherwise, I haven't even told you guys about the hardware, except for the Full HD big screen. You have double tap to wake it up. Here we have a big soccer fan, as you can see. You can play games on it. You have still music and videos, Nokia music. Here drive, already shown you guys that. The regular camera got also an upgrade, which is quite amazing. So because we haven't talked about the hardware yet much, there is a volume controller here, on and off switch. Also, if you want to just use this to wake it up and get it to sleep, you can already now see how beautiful the display is also from the side. And there's, of course, as always, here a dedicated camera button, which I can just press, and then the regular camera app opens up. But what now got an update, and which will be all in one app, is the Nokia ProCam. So let me just go down here to KLMN. Nokia ProCam, here we go. I have to set it up. Actually, let me go here to skip. Okay. So what you'll be able to see is that we have now the update where we can just, okay, say I want a new white balance. And alright, the new update is not on here yet. Usually it will tell you the exact name of the setting that you just want to use right now, that you just tapped on, like white balance. It would say white balance now, right now here in the bottom. Let me just check it out on the yellow one. Maybe that's a little bit newer. ProCam, quite bright here. So also, okay, alright. This is weird. Let me just press the regular camera button like that, and I think this looks better. No, still nothing, but yeah, you can imagine what I want to say. Yeah, this is how that looks like. You already know this interface from the 1020. You have a lot of manual focusing, for example, that you could do here, where I can just say, okay, I want to have something really far in the background to be sharp, like that waves on the back, or I want this cable in the foreground to be sharp, like now it's really nice and sharp. If you don't trust the camera, or if you don't just trust the touch to focus, which you can of course also use by hitting it just like right there, and then you can just say I want to take a picture, and look how amazing that looks. I'm always okay, let's just look at the last picture. Wow. So the preview is not at all what you would expect here to be at the end, and it can be really low light. You don't even need a flash. There is a really beautiful 20 megapixel camera here in the back with double flash. Looks really, really, really amazing, and you're not limited anymore to your 16 gigs or 32 gigs of internal memory, since we have a micro SD card slot here right next to the nano SIM card slot. So you have up to 64 gigs that you can add on here for really a fraction of what you would usually pay for Apple, for example, to double the space on there. So that's really quite amazing. And if you zoom in, of course it's not perfect, but not as far as bad as it would have looked like, for example, with an Apple iPhone, which I can actually show you guys right now. Also, I have the iPhone 5 here. Just let's open up the camera app, and you can see here already it's really dark, and taking a picture doesn't even have the same amount of space here on here. And of course, if I have the lamp off, just taking a picture, yeah, this does not look as good as here. There's not as far, if you just look at the smartphone, how much of the smartphone was inside here of the picture. This is really just amazing how wide angle here the Nokia camera is. But of course Nokia is also always giving a lot of effort to the camera. So looking at the device itself, as already said, a dual flash, a nice little camera that sticks out a little bit, and we have also wireless charging built into the 1320. I could demonstrate to you guys now with this little DTS 601. Which is just plugging it regularly into the wall or into your computer, and you can just put it on top. So this is just a new wireless charger. But there's also this new little gadget, the DC50, which is available also in different colors. A nice little wireless charger on the go, so you don't need to plug it into anything. Of course, you have to charge it once. Then there's 2,400 milliamps in here, and you can just put it on here, and about 2,000 should be transferred really quickly. So that's also quite nice. And there's more gadgets here. For example, just this little thing, a flip cover, has no real function except for protecting the corners. Those are the most essential parts usually, and you can't only close it up like this, and of course the screen will turn on off, but you can also just really make a little triangle here on the back, and then put it up on the table like this, and then you can watch your movie. Now this is of course quite great if you ride the train a lot of times, but what you can do is actually put it down like this. It works sometimes, but it quite easily opens up like that or slides down like this. And so this is really a nice little handy gadget, and it will protect your camera also, since a little bit slider inside here, as you can see. So this is also of course available in different colors, and it says Nokia right here in the middle. So actually there's not much else to show you guys of this brand new Nokia Lumia 1520. Beautiful, big Full HD smartphone, great camera, wireless charging, NFC, GPS, and anything you can think of. Quad-core Snapdragon 800 processor, so really quite fast. And now, of course, also expandable with space. And there's here, just to compare, the exactly same size but half the price, 1320, where you can check out the comparison video in my YouTube channel. So till next time, peace, and then again, this was the 1520 in a short little review.